Okay, so Behavior just released this new mid-chapter patch developer update, and it's pretty interesting. Now, they recently released a bug fix patch which balanced the Skull Merchant, and that's pretty much it. I didn't cover that because it didn't really feel that important. They essentially made her drones a little bit weaker and her chase a little bit stronger, but that's about it. Now we got this update, and we're gonna look at it. First and foremost, they are improving blood webs by adding an automatic purchasing system where basically you can just let the game take over and fill out a blood web extremely quickly. This is meant to cut down the amount of time spent leveling up players. It's a nice quality of life improvement. Next up, they're adding the visual tear radius from DBD Mobile. This is to help people with hearing issues or people that, aren't playing with headphones, or it's a nice quality of life improvement. I like the visual of it a lot. I might use it even when I am playing with headphones. It looks pretty cool. It's a visual way to gauge how close the killer is without needing perks like Spine Chill. They are balancing Auto Haven, and they're also changing the layout. Medkits. They are finally nerfing medkits. First off, medkits will now take 24 seconds to heal yourself. Previously, it was 16 seconds. Also, they are, again, nerfing medkits and how fast they heal other people. So yeah, expect a lot of people to just not bring medkits as much anymore. Perk updates. The big shebang. Gearhead now activates whenever a survivor loses a health state instead of a killer hitting someone with a basic attack. Next up is Overzealous. They made it so that it also activates when blessing a totem, and they also buffed the bonus to repair speed. Pain Resonance. This one is I don't think they worded it the best way. Basically, the perk now has 4 tokens, and the first time each survivor is hooked on a Scourge hook, the generator with the most progress will explode and lose progress. They've also messed around with the tiers. So does that mean that the perk starts with 4 tokens, and then once all survivors have been hooked once, the perk doesn't work anymore? They also didn't mention the screaming. I don't know. I think they could have been a little bit more descriptive about how they rework this perk. The big one, Dead Hard. Now you need to save someone off the hook in order to use Dead Hard. The way Dead Hard used to work is whenever you're injured and running, you can click a button and you'll become invincible for half a second. And if the killer hits you during that half a second, you'll basically take a free hit and go into deep wound. Now, Dead Hard will only activate if you've saved a survivor off a hook. Now you actually have to work towards earning your Dead Hard, which I think is actually a pretty decent concept. And I think this kind of opens up for some more build opportunities, like saving build opportunities. Call of Brine got nerfed, Overcharge got nerfed, and Boon Circle of Healing, you can no longer heal yourself without a medkit. So now you need medkits in order to heal yourself in a circle of healing, and added on top of the new medkit nerfs, that just makes circle of healing. This is pretty much a nerf. The killer updates are nothing really to write home about. It's mainly just add-on changes, and they also messed with Hillbilly's Overcharge. Next up, this is probably the weirdest change. They are removing flashlight killer interactions, meaning that you can no longer burn Wraith, you can no longer force Nurse to stop blinking by shining a flashlight on her, you can no longer get rid of Artist's Crows by shining lights on them, and you can no longer get rid of Hag Traps with the flashlight. And now Hag Traps are actually interactable in order to get rid of them. Overall, not a bad patch. I think the blood web improvements and the visual tear radius and the auto haven balancing are all great. I think the healing medkit nerfs were needed, and there's definitely going to be a ton of salty survivors. This patch kind of seems geared more towards nerfing survivors even more, which, to be fair, is always welcomed in my eyes. So they're going to be mad about that, but this was a much needed change. Medkits were just super strong ever since the game came out. For the most part, the perk updates, nothing to write home about. Pain Resonance seemingly getting a nerf, I guess. Dead Hard, the Dead Hard change, I think is pretty interesting. Definitely gonna see a lot less Dead Hards now, unless they're in Survivor Friends, which then it really doesn't matter. Colorblind nerf is okay, Overcharge nerf is okay, and yeah. 3 out of 10. It's alright.